Here we are. This is number 318 of the Saturday Gathering with Rabbi Brian. I'm Rabbi Brian. I'm here in Seattle, Washington at an Airbnb without my usual extra monitors and displays, so it's going to be a little funky. I have people joining me. I can't get them much larger than that, but there's more than one page of these people. If the people would wave, that would be lovely. And I will ask my beloved co-hosts to please help me out a lot. I can't see if somebody raises their hand unless it moves over to my screen. I'm technologically a little bit challenged today, and that's okay. I want to start by talking about people who aren't here. I want to talk a little bit about people who aren't here because I'm on two sides of a fence, and I'd love to get some of your thoughts on it. My two sides of the fence is I don't want to coerce people to coming to this service, to this gathering. So when somebody doesn't come for a week or two, I don't call them up, and nor do I have a committee that calls up people who haven't shown up. That's a very common practice in some congregations, because I don't want people to feel. I want people to come because they want to be here, and not because they feel guilty to their friend who invited them. That being said, I sent an email to anyone who's on our contact list. Oh, good plug for the contact list. Maria, if you would put the contact list, if you would like to be on the contact list, if you would like phone numbers and email addresses of people who show up to the service regularly, please follow the link that Maria just put in the chat, and you can sign up to be on the contact list. So I went through the contact list, and I emailed a bunch of people who I haven't seen in a while and said, hey, I'm just checking out. And somebody emailed back, I was so offended that nobody came to check up on me. Right? They said, I thought I was an important member of this group. I thought the group cares about me, but I didn't show up, and nobody asked about me, and it really hurt my feelings. I got some other emails back saying, thank you for asking. I'm so glad that I can't make it anymore. My job changed, something changed. I'll watch on Facebook. So I guess I'll ask you, the best thought I have is that I'm going to keep a track on the contact list, that if your name's on the contact list, someone will get in touch with you if we haven't seen you in a long while. Does that seem reasonable? I see some nods.
It should be past the contact list. That's my opinion.
I don't actually make. Could you say it again? I'm a little scrambled.
I think that it should be more than just the people on the contact list.
It's hard to get in touch with them if I don't have their contact information.
I'll bet you have their contact information.
I do have everyone's contact, right? I do have most people's contact information. After how many weeks? Go ahead, Larice, you have a thought?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just
worries.
Putting Thank you.
No worries. I guess maybe.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, but I hadn't even thought of it. I just figured that people show up or they don't, or I don't know. It never occurred to me. Well, I mean, there's a few people that I keep in contact with, but I'm glad you brought it up. I just hadn't thought to.
That's a sticky thing.
And I also don't want people to feel like they have to send me an email. Oh, I can't be there this week. You can't be there this week. You can't be here this week. All right, fine.
Right. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
Other thoughts? Let me ask this, and I apologize. I can't get everyone's face on the screen at the same time. Hands up if you would like to be, if you feel like, hey, if I didn't show up for 2-3 weeks, I would want to be called after.
Yeah, I think I would.
I'm just going to take a quick look. Obvious,
a little less than half.
Okay. The religion outside the box, one of the hallmarks of religion outside the box is our ability to please everyone with everything we do every time.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
Wow.
that being said, I want us to look at this. We're going to,
Emily has her hand up.
Rabbi, I was really pleased that you reached out to me when it looked like I was unsubscribed. I mean, that I didn't know I'd unsubscribed,
yeah.
you know, and it's like, oh, thank goodness you
So there's
texted me.
a problem with the newsletter. There's a little funky thing that if you forward the newsletter to someone, which I encourage and I think is wonderful, please share it. But if they hit the unsubscribe button, this looks
Okay.
like it will unsubscribe you, not them, because they didn't get the email. The email's coded to you. Right? It has to be, 'cause
Oh,
otherwise unsubscribe doesn't do anything.
yeah. Oh,
So once a year I send out an email, hey, it looks like you're unsubscribed. I want to make sure you really wanted to unsubscribe. And I got about 10, 15 people who did not mean to unsubscribe. We fixed. Okay. Piece of paper, please. Please get a piece of paper. You can use an electronic piece of paper, anything you want, and a pen or a pencil. And I want you to write down the numbers 1 through 5. And I'd like you to write in each of the boxes one thing that happened last week that was annoying that you think might happen again. And let's just go for 2 answers. Something that happened last week that was annoying that might happen again this week. And I just need 2 answers. What's one thing that happened to you last week that was annoying and that might happen again next week? And I'll take anybody to shout out 2 answers. What do you got?
I was asked if I was annoyed last week.
And that was annoying and that might happen again this week. Very meta,
Yes.
very, very meta, Rob. Thank you so much. Glad to already have annoyed you.
Thank you.
What
I
else?
read the
Appreciate it.
newspaper.
Ellen, you read a newspaper. You found that to be annoying, and that's probably going to
Extremely
happen
annoying.
next week again.
Absolutely.
There's a
Oh,
really easy
yeah.
solution, but we're not into the solution round right now. I know some of you are thinking you have a perfect solution for someone else's problem, but as we've talked before, that goes under the letters USA, unsolicited advice. We are not giving unsolicited advice. Ellen didn't say, how can I stop reading the newspaper? Oh, now I just gave it away.
Oh, but I'd like to add my second one then is that I gave my partner unsolicited advice.
And you found it annoying to give your partner unsolicited advice?
Oh, no, sorry, that's true. No, she found it annoying, but I found it annoying that she found it annoying.
Yeah. I was annoyed that people didn't follow my directions. That's perfect. That's a
Yes,
great one.
thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
Let's get some others. Emily, what do you got? What annoyed you?
my 2 things. My dog came in the house with muddy feet all over the house. Number 2, my son again in the morning asked me, "How are you, Mom?" I hate being asked, "How are you?"
That bastard. I can't believe it. Who raised him anyway?
Damn.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. These are personal. Something that annoyed you last week that might annoy you again this coming week. Take a few more. Go ahead, Chad and Lisa. Oh, thank you. Oh, so if you put up your electronic hand, you wind up in this box here, so I know you did that. That's great. Chad and Lisa, what's one thing that happened?
So we're in the middle of getting estimates to get our house partially repiped. And so it's been a very annoying, the whole experience of like getting all the bids in and then us not getting adjusted estimates in on time, to put all of our ducks in a row to like finalize our decision. And the second part of that annoyance is now we have to also get an electrician to reground the house. Is that
Yeah.
how that goes?
Yeah, we have an older house.
Yep, we
Reground
have
the
to-
house.
We have to get the house regrounded with the electric when we do the repiping.
Yikes. Okay, so if I were to put it in a few words, home maintenance snowballing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go ahead, Ron. Something that annoyed you last week that might annoy you again this week.
Got a credit card hijacked with the number and $6,000 worth of bills run up on it in the UK, buying rail passes, which they were obviously reselling. And the credit card company is going to reimburse us after 90 days. But in the meantime, we've got to pay it off.
No, really?
Yeah, really.
And you can travel anywhere you want in Europe.
Well, somebody can.
Oh, that's totally annoying. Bank fraud, that's annoying. Go ahead, Jack. Something that's annoying that got you last week that might happen again this week.
Same guy that drives down our street 50 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
more than annoying.
That's
Oh, just
very
quick question. Anybody feel the urge to rush in and save people and give them answers and, oh, if you only tried this, it would help? Anyone notice that urge within themselves? It's very human. We want to help. We're just not always authorized to do so. Jack, what you got another one? Your hand's still up? No?
Yeah, the Saturday and Sunday morning guy who flies in his own plane by himself. You know, what do they call it? You know,
Ultralight?
an ultralight. Every Saturday and Sunday comes over the house, around and round and round for about a half hour.
Good.
And it really is annoying.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
Trivial stuff.
No. Okay, wait. Let's not denigrate. If we're annoyed, and we're allowed to be annoyed. You don't have to not be annoyed. There's no spiritual winning. Dan?
One was being told to shut up by somebody I care about. And the other is people running red lights when I'm waiting to turn left.
Yeah.
And they're stopping because they're running the red light. Or it means I have to run the red light, basically, because I'm in the intersection already.
Yikes.
Oh,
So here's anyone else want to share something that was annoying last week that they're afraid might happen again this week? All right. Here's where we're going with this. I made a bingo card.
Really? I'm so surprised.
Made a bingo card, and I put a lot of things under it. Tangled cords, subpar meal. Oh, I still have my arrow. Find a stain. That just happened to me yesterday. Poor night's sleep. Item cost up from last week. Nothing good to watch. Unexpected mess spill. Traffic. Need to replace toilet paper. Some of these might not be annoying to you. These were things that I found annoying. Forget what you went to do.
Yes.
Free space. Misplaced phone for a second time in the hour. Oh my gosh, can I share with you guys something and then I will get back to this? Wait. Hold on, I want to tell you a very funny story. It's going to be a total tangent. Okay, everyone buckle your seatbelts. We're going on a tangent. Imagine you go to a restaurant with a group of friends and you say to the friends, hey, let's all put our cell phones in the middle of the table so that we don't use them, we don't feel. And we do that. And then you're hoping that one of the participants, one of the people at the table, goes to the restroom. When they go to the restroom, you quickly take your phone from the pile, take a picture of their phone, put both phones back in the pile like nothing has happened. You don't say anything. You wait. When it's time to leave, they go to their car, you go to your car, or however it spills out, you separate, and you text them the photo of their phone saying, you left this at the restaurant,
Oh, no.
which they get on their phone,
Call the restaurant.
which obviously can't have their phone because they have their phone. And I can only imagine that I would be one of the people who went back to the restaurant holding my phone.
Yeah.
Do you have this phone? Somebody left it here. Anyway, I just share that. I think it was one of the funnier things. And I beg you, please do this so you can report back on how funny it was. Because go ahead, Alan.
Yes, I had a similar situation. I left my phone at Staples and I got in the car and I realized it was gone. I went back into Staples and I saw that there was a message from them that I had left my phone there.
That's perfect. Perfect. Great. Okay, now we're going to go back to where we were with annoyances. There we are, annoyance bingo. So I'd like you don't have to play annoyance bingo. This is totally optional. But if you would like, add the 5 things that annoyed you from last week into one of the orange boxes. And then gameplay starts officially the 22nd of April, Tuesday, the 22nd of April at midnight. So the midnight between, and this is all Pacific time. You can download a bingo card. Cash prize $100 for whoever wins
US.
the bingo game first. $100 US. Thank you very much. Anyone think that they'd want to play to win $100?
Me, because 100 US will take groceries for a whole year for me,
Yeah. $3,000 Canadian.
right?
Do we get the idea of this game? Is that if you put on a bingo card the thing that annoys you, you're going to look forward to that thing happening. Oh, I can't wait for somebody to drive 50 miles down the road in front of my house, or I can't wait for the ultralight because I'm going to win $100. The point of this is we've talked about in the past. It's not the thing that happens; it's our opinion of the thing. It's not the thing that happens; it's our opinion of the thing. We've talked about this about a month ago. We talked about this with my Buddhist friend Nagi's story about walking out of the supermarket carrying a bag of groceries and you trip over a guide dog. Remember this story?
Yep. Yep.
That it's not the thing that happens, it's our opinion of the thing, which brings me back to my favorite of quotes. If you dislike someone, this is Irving Becker's quote. If you dislike someone, the way they hold their fork will offend you. If you dislike someone, oh my God, did you see the way he holds his fork? What an animal. If you dislike someone, the way they hold their fork will offend you. But if you like them, they could drop a plate of food in your lap and you wouldn't care. When I'm in a bad mood, everything that Jane does annoys me.
Right.
She's perfect, so I know the problem's with me. She's not perfect. Okay. My hope is you'll all receive a bingo card on, if you want to get a head start and print out a bingo card, I think it's in the chat. You will be getting this bingo card as part of the Monday morning newsletter. So Monday morning newsletter is called Annoyance Bingo, Get Frustrated, Win Big. All right, we're going to go to a different topic. Is there something pressing I'm missing? Oh, and let me say hi to all the people. I just saw all the people who are on Facebook, who are watching on YouTube or rotb.org. So thank you for watching. Glad that you're here. You can put a comment in. Oh, I don't know. I can't see the comments today. No way. want to follow up with something from last week, and we started talking about this before we hit record, of this 70% rule. And the 70% rule was stated as if somebody tells you somebody's telling a story and they have 70% of the facts right, like Jane tells a story of how we met, and she tells it wrong every time, but 70% of the facts are right, so I don't say anything. What's the point? Why? No, Jane, it was a Thursday, not a Tuesday. Like, it has no relevance. On the other hand, last week, Maria, you talked about the flicker, the woodpecker that was, and I shared with everyone one of the most fascinating facts of science I have ever heard, which is that the woodpecker has the ability, it has a canal going over its brain that its tongue can go up on top of, and then when it's woodpecking, it doesn't get a concussion because it has a built-in tongue helmet inside its brain, which is amazing, right? Like, how did that happen? That's really amazing. And then Dan had a sense that something smelled a little bit wrong, and he looked it up. And while scientists thought it was true that that's what the woodpeckers do, up until very recently, it winds up that that's been overturned, and it's not true. Ought Dan to have told me that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
that's more than 70%, in my opinion.
It's more than 70%. Right,
Yeah,
because it's just
because the biggest part of that story is, and it protects them from concussions. I mean, yes, it's a very interesting part of the story that they have a tongue that splits and goes up through sinus cavities and up over their head. But I'd say that's maybe less than 50% of the story.
right.
That's my analysis, but you know.
So that is more than 70%. Let me tell a different story and we'll see where this goes. Go ahead, Jack.
I think what I'm learning from what we're talking about is the fact that we're not obliged to believe everything we hear.
We're not obliged to believe everything we hear.
Mm.
But if Jane keeps telling the story that it was a Tuesday and it was a Thursday,
But what difference does that make now? I mean, you're together. You met sometime during a week.
yeah, but it's so annoying that so the part of the story she tells wrong is she tells that our friend Noah came down the stairs to open the door, but Noah had mono. And I know it wasn't Noah who came downstairs to open the door. And well, this is just me. I can't let go of it. Anyone else have that problem? Not being able to let go of something and wanting to? Yeah, we all do this. Let me tell a different story and see if this helps. We're doing stained glass. Larry's my BFF. I got him into doing stained glass. So every Tuesday night, he, my brother-in-law Bob, and I get in the car. We drive to Eagle Rock, California, where there's a stained glass studio. It's got 4 really long tables and about 3 people per table, all working parallel play. Everyone's working on their own project, and you can ask people for advice. Larry and I talk religion all the time at our table. And there's a woman who starts mouthing off about the Gospels, and she is factually more than 70% off. And Larry doesn't say anything. Larry doesn't correct her, and I follow Larry's lead because we're on his side of the book. So if he doesn't correct her, I'm not going to correct her. And when we leave, I say to Larry, why did you not say, what do you know? The scholarship is completely the other way. What you're talking about is completely false. And so I said, why didn't you put her in her place? And Larry says, Brian, I already know my opinion. I was interested in hearing hers. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Ron. And this is why Larry is a role model friend. That's all I have for the 70% story. Any feedback, thoughts? Ellen,
Justin.
and then Justin.
Hang on.
We got you.
Oh, good. Yeah, the question is doesn't this relate a little bit when you suggested to us that we never tell anybody that they have an ugly baby? Isn't that the frame of mind he was in? The kindness there, not to correct her?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. If we're looking at the rule, and the rule number one priority is always be kind, then correcting somebody who's factually a little bit off is not really kind.
So that's the question, though: is when do we need to be kind, and when do we need
I
to
have
be
that
honest?
answer. Oh my God! You could not have set me up better for this quote. Wait, this quote. Gosh. This quote. This quote from Henry James. 3 things in human life are important. The first is to be kind. The second is to be kind.
Nice.
And the third is to be kind.
To be kind. Yep.
I don't remember this influencing my telling my dad I love you 3 times. But
Yeah.
it's amazingly
Beautiful.
parallel. First is to be kind. The second is to be kind. The third is to be kind. Ellen, does that solve our problem?
No, not for me, because how do I have a political conversation with anybody? I mean, I like to have conversations that I actually disagree with people. That's what I'm talking about. So I need to do it kindly?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is, I found something to discuss is, but my brother was a different persuasion politically, and it was very difficult to speak with him kindly.
Yes.
Why was it difficult to speak with him kindly? Why can't we say, hey, I have a 180-degree different view on this situation than you do, as opposed to, fuck you, clown?
That's a really good point. I needed to control my emotions.
It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do. It's really hard to be kind to people we don't like. Bob, then John, Diana.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it possible that Jane is right and you're wrong?
It's probable that Jane is right and I'm wrong. I'll tell you all. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. Justin's been in line for a while.
Oh, I did ask for Justin. Sorry. With the hands not coming up, I didn't see. Justin, and then we'll keep going.
Yeah, good morning. I just thought it might be an interesting perspective to think about when I listen to my grandparents or my parents or even, my kids tell a story. And it's so funny how one grandparent or one parent will be telling the story and the other one will just get so maybe annoyed that the story is not going correctly. My grandmother specifically is very vocal, and she would get so frustrated and shake her, no, that's not right. Well, then when she passed away and my mom passed away, those stories that were inaccurate, the inaccuracies became endearing and super loving about who they are as personality. And those misinformations were just brought everybody together with laughs and smiles. And it's so interesting how you can turn that frown upside down so quickly.
I agree with you. I always find at funerals, the thing that was totally annoying becomes really humorous and longed for. Oh my God, Dad could not drive a straight line. While Dad was alive, horribly annoying. But now that he's gone, oh my God, can you remember Dad couldn't drive? Go ahead, John. Thank you for waiting patiently. Thank you, Dad.
I had a psych prof who did all kinds of public presentations. He had a whole variety of stuff that he did, including talking to teachers a lot. And he told the story of going to do a presentation, And the person doing the introduction to him, a couple of times in her presentation said, Dr. Morganson is a modern day Socrates. And it just so happened that in his introduction, he talked about
Socrates.
Same
guy.
And so he was stuck. And when he got up and to be kind, he pronounced it Socrates.
That's beautiful.
After the presentation, he was castigated by all kinds of people, including many in the audience who knew this woman, saying, we can accept it from her. We expect better from you.
Well, that's
You're not correcting her. You're just doing your presentation your way. And it diminishes it by you dumbing yourself down. That was
Okay.
his story. That's
I
no comment.
appreciate the story. Interesting. There's a phrase, and then Diana, I promise you're next. There's a phrase from the author Robert Brault, and he says, yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than what is true. I'm going to say that again. Yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than what is true.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Diana.
So, my dad introduced me to this ethical framework. It's been around a long time, as long as some say as far back as Socrates or the Buddha. And it's 3 questions.
I like that. Socrates. I like that.
Is it true? Is it necessary? And is it kind?
Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? I think the Boy
Yeah.
Scouts had that as a motto.
May have adopted it. And I like that because it weaves together these 3 considerations.
Is it true? Is it
necessary?
necessary? Oh, that
Necessary to say it. Sort of like, is it necessary to correct Jane every time she gets it wrong that it was Noah? Is it kind?
that's a good question. Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true?
Yeah, so somehow weighing those 3, and with John's story, I might make the case that it's unkind not to respectfully offer correction, because that mispronunciation distracts from probably the key message of whatever that person is trying to get across, and might diminish their credibility on an ongoing basis. Just a thought.
Yeah. I would want to be caught. I would want to be corrected.
I would too.
So that I don't.
Yeah. I think it would depend on my mood.
Yeah, and what if you were able to go back in time and find out that the Greeks actually used that word for him?
Right. I think about that with Maimonides. Maimonides' name was never Maimonides. It was, and if you're going to put him in a Greek name, it would be Maimonides, not Maimonides. It was Ben Maimon. That was his name. Nobody called him Maimonides. And any which way. Go ahead, Ron.
Can I just,
wait,
before
Maria,
you start,
please.
Ron, sorry, I just want to let you know that Larice has her hand up.
Oh, thank
after
you.
Ron.
We'll go after Ron. Thank you.
So when I was in high school, actually probably before high school, I had a fairly large vocabulary that came from reading. And I pronounced lapel, lapel.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody corrected me until I was very embarrassed in front of an audience, because nobody for years had corrected me.
Yeah. Last night I was at a wedding and my shirt had buttons to hold the collars down. And after the wedding, I went to the bathroom. I washed my hands and I noticed that the collar was up. I hadn't buttoned it. And I felt the same way. I thought, why did nobody say anything?
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter. Yeah, but they're photographs. And I have a fragile ego.
Well,
That's the problem.
Obviously.
Okay, let's go to Larice and then Alex and Ellen. Larice? I can't see what's going on. There you are.
Oh,
She's
Larice is
muted.
right
She's
now.
muted.
Okay.
Muted.
Am I okay now?
There you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every situation is different. You just have to outweigh what it is. I mean, my God, you could drive yourself crazy trying to figure out what to do for each situation. Like, if I know that this person is going to start talking politics, and I don't want to talk politics because I know where it's going to go, I'll say, I don't want to discuss politics. I just go out and say it. I
Good for
mean,
you.
yeah, and you could really, and as far as telling people, what they correction, the only thing that bothers me is that teachers, no offense, teachers, I love you all. You taught me a lot, but teachers correct
Yeah.
what you say all the time.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed with that. That's one of my annoyances. I get annoyed with that when people try to correct all my vocabulary,
Right.
all this and all that. So I guess like I said, the only thing I can say is each situation's different.
So there's a handy rule to keep in mind. It's this one.
What's that?
Try to do 4 positive or neutral comments for every one correction that we make. And when I taught high school math, it was really hard because I had to correct kids. So I had to find all the ways I could be kind to them and notice them, acknowledge them, because it takes 4 positives or neutrals. Oh, I see you're doing this. This is a neutral statement. It takes 4 positive neutrals for every criticism, correction, complaint. That's a hard ratio to get to. It's worth it. Go ahead, Alex.
I have a hard time with the 70% rule, and I think some of it is because I work in tech, and 70% doesn't cut it.
Oh, absolutely. Heart
And
surgeons should not be doing 70%.
Anne pointed out that astronauts cannot be 70% correct and survive. If you're in a space capsule, you need to be 100% correct. And so for me, given my personality and my tendencies, I have a really hard time not correcting people on trivial things because to me, in my own innate personality, it really matters, right?
And it matters the subject
and I also,
matter,
as
though,
much as
Alex.
I don't like being corrected, I also want to be corrected because for me, being 100% accurate is really important.
So let me give you a gentle correction. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, go ahead.
There are some things in which 100% is needed, but there are a lot of things in which 70% is enough.
Man.
And I get that, and that's where I struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I, as a computer programmer, as a tech person, as a nerd, I tend to have very black and white thinking anyway. And so it's really hard for me to wrestle with that particular issue.
Okay. I got faith in you. I have a story to tell, but first, Ellen, you're racking up you're on the leaderboard. Go for it.
Yes, I'm new. So I taught English as a second language, and I learned in a course that what we're talking about can be very cultural. The example was normally for an American, if you are invited to dinner and you can't go, you will always say, I can't, I'd love to go, but, and then you would give the reason. And the wording was, I think it was for Japan, if you're talking to a Japanese person, you wouldn't do that. You would be very direct. Just a comment.
Oh, good point.
Situational. We're still striving for kindness. Where is that? Right there. We're striving for kindness. And I'm going to tell you all a story.
Rebecca has had her hand.
Oh, thank you
up
so
long
much.
time.
I didn't. Rebecca, go ahead.
You'll be muted, Rebecca.
Yeah, I'm fine. This is a true story that my father, who's deceased, told me when he was in grammar school. A wealthy boy asked he and a friend to come to dinner. And the little boys, they didn't really know what to do, but their mothers said, just watch what the mama does.
Do that.
And if she picks up a fork, pick up a fork, whatever. So they had a lovely little luncheon, and it seemed to go on quite a while. And then at the end, after the dessert, and it was obvious it was finished, he was what the other little boy was so happy that he picked up the finger bowl that had water in it. And he was so happy and he drank the water. And the mother smiled and reached out and picked up her water bowl,
And drank it too.
her finger bowl.
Yeah.
And he drank out of it. And I just love that story.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is kindness in it.
Yeah.
Anyone else's hand is up who I didn't see?
Heard that story about Queen Victoria and the foreign ambassador.
Uh-oh.
That's fascinating.
Well, 70% of the facts, well, that does matter if it's Queen Victoria or Rebecca's dad.
Oh, I'm not saying it didn't happen to Rebecca's father.
Right.
At all. Yeah.
Maybe Rebecca's father's the Queen of England. That's probably not true. Okay. I'm going to go back to telling you a story I wanted to tell you. Hold on. Catch my notes up. September 11th, the big one. We all remember where we were. You remember where you were? You remember who you were with, how you heard, what you saw. It's a flashbulb moment. It's a flashbulb. Psychologists took advantage of this moment and asked people on September 15th. I don't know the date. I'm within 70%. Date doesn't matter. They asked people to write down, handwrite, where they were, what they saw, who they were with, da-da-da-da. And then they waited 10 years. And they got back in touch with, it was a study of like 6,000 people. And they asked people, would you please write out your memories of where you were, what happened, how you found out the news, etc. And people wrote out, da-da-da-da. And they compared the two documents. You're going to hate this. I hate this. 50% of the facts contradicted each other.
Right.
50% of the facts, and this was going across income, going across gender, going across age, education, didn't matter what demographic it was. 50% of the facts were wrong. That's how malleable our brains are. And then there's a punchline to it. And I was very uncomfortable when I found this out because I'm certain I know exactly where I was. I know who was in my house. I remember how we opened up the cabinet that had the TV in it.
It's in our bedroom.
But it's I have to call into question 50% of those facts. The punchline, the second punchline to this story is awful. When handed their own writing, here's what you wrote 10 years ago about what happened, people's response was, I have no idea why I wrote that. I must have been in shock because how I remember it today is what's right.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it fun to be a human being? I don't remember having any other options, but I enjoy being a human being. Go ahead, John.
I think in essence you answered it. You said 50% of the facts were wrong. What are you saying that the versions were 50% different rather than the actual facts of what happened?
No, facts were off.
The
from reality?
recall of the facts.
Their
were
recall.
off.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. That's important. Their
Okay.
recall of the facts were wrong. 50%.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering if it was.
And I'll tell you, I would be
That's-
uncomfortable with 10%. I'd be uncomfortable with 20%. Go ahead, Larice.
I'm getting frustrated here. I'm sorry. I'm just getting really frustrated with all this 10%, 70%, 80%, 5%. Where's the heart? I mean, your guys, I feel you're in your head a lot. I mean, why do we have to do this? I'm just getting frustrated. I mean, let's get it back to the heart,
I love that, Larice.
please, and get out of the head. I'm going to hang up in a minute, so I don't want to do that.
I'm not sure
Oh,
that,
don't
that,
hang up.
that's not an idle threat.
No, no,
I appreciate
no, but I just wanted to say I'm frustrated.
I
So
appreciate that. Was it
thank you,
happen to be on your
everybody.
bingo card at all?
And no, because I won't be able to see a damn thing anyway.
That's a
So,
good point.
you know,
I have a separate. Well, thank you, Larice. So let's take
yeah.
a moment to get towards our hearts, and I think a good transition to do that is I'm going to ask our friend Maria to bring us to all the people whose health and wellness we want to check in on. Maria, are you able to?
I am. These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Chad and Lisa, Sheridan H., Aru Lane Hill, Ebony and Beth Carney, Tony and Spirit and family, Cullen and kids, Nick and Julie, Lois and Daryl, Patrick, Reed and Gwen, Bob Oppenheimer's family, Shirley and Olivia, Rita S., Tony and Delia, Gino, Marge, and Alex C. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat and I will add them to the list on Facebook. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Thank you. Let's take a minute. Thank you. Thank you all. I have an announcement to make. Hold it right there. Anybody feel like reading that?
It's okay not
to be okay.
Be okay.
Y'all believe that?
Yes.
Yes.
Almost. Working on it.
Sometimes.
It's sometimes, yeah. Thank you, Mary. It's okay not to be okay. That goes for us and it goes for them. It's okay not to be okay. I had another announcement. Oh, I have a follow-up to that. This should keep us towards our heart. Hold on. I am not okay today. So, in the absence of okay, what else can I be? I can be gentle. I can be unashamed. I can turn my pain into connection. I can be a student of silliness. I can be awake to nature. I can sharpen my empathy against the stone of my discomfort. I am not okay, but I am many worthy things.
Beautiful.
You don't want to have a correction, do you?
Well, now I do.
It's a student of stillness, not silliness.
That makes sense. So I was reading it and I thought, how did I not notice it said silliness the first few times? And I thought, well, that's interesting.
The font was too small.
I can be a student of stillness.
I like
Silliness is okay.
I like silliness.
I don't think silliness fits.
It did make me laugh, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Potato, potato.
Okay. Can we all be, you have a choice. You can either, for homework this week, you can either be a student of silliness or a student of kindness.
Or stillness.
Stillness? Yeah.
Or any combination.
It reminds me, Carol, you had an announcement if you wanted to share.
I just wanted to say that Amy Jill Levine's book, The Misunderstood Jew, Jesus, is a marvelous book, and a group of us will be discussing it as soon as we finish with the Tao Te Ching.
And if people want to find out more, Carol, where do they go? How do they find out?
I am now on the contact list. I just joined today.
Okay. Well, people can get in touch with you. Is there any other announcement people want to make? You have a car to sell? New album released?
Now, do you want 70% accuracy on someone buying a car from you?
At least 70%.
Rabbi Brian?
Yes.
Am I on the contact list? Clarice.
Yeah, I put you on there.
Okay, thank you very much.
I want to tell you guys a joke. I don't know when, whatever happened in my life, and I have my faults and I have my strengths, and my ability to have a joke for most subjects is, it's just it's a gift, it's a curse, it's what I got. There's a Buddy Hackett story, and it has to do with the ugly baby. That for those who weren't here last week we were talking about anytime you see a picture of a baby, somebody shows you a picture of the baby, you have to say, there's an unofficial rule that says you have to say, oh my God, what a cute baby. That's just what you have to say. Go ahead, Jack, your hands up before I tell this little story.
Oh, yeah, it perfectly reminds me of what I was going to say, that if you line 10 people up and tell the first person a joke, you will not recognize the joke at the end of 10.
I agree.
Right.
I agree with
Telephone, yeah.
Woman and her baby get onto a train. This is a Buddy Hackett joke, so if you can imagine him telling it, it adds a little bit. Gets onto a train, and the conductor comes by and says, ma'am, can I have your ticket? And oh my God, what an ugly baby. The woman's irate. She says, you can't say that. She goes and finds the engineer of the train, and the engineer says that the next stop will bring on headquarters, and they stop at the next stop. At headquarters, somebody comes in and says, ma'am, we're so sorry. The conductor should never have said that to you. Please take this coupon, go to the dining car. We'll get you anything you want, and we'll even have a banana for your monkey.
Oh, jeez. You really said that?
No.
Oh,
It's so bad.
Oh, it is a monkey? It was a monkey.
No. It's a joke by Buddy Hackett.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God.
I'm going to just give myself kudos for a moment. I love this group. I love how supportive and how willing to question this group is, and I love that we can also just do a related joke, and it turns out just fine. I had one other thing on my list of things to talk about. I'm a teacher. I'm a new Bob. You have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to share with the group that yesterday Rita and I were down in the basement because there was threat of a tornado, and it managed to go past us without any damage or anything like that. But it's very scary, very scary situation.
Thank you for sharing, Bob.
Yeah, it really would be.
Sorry to hear
Glad
it,
you're
Bob.
here. Yeah.
Folks,
That's how we're kind.
what we just witnessed right here in the last 12 seconds is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The kindness that we can share, that we can feel comfortable enough to share with people the parts of our lives that's a little bit scary, and then to get support back. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm going to tell my story. I'm a first year teacher, and they make me go to these seminars and all learning how to be a teacher. And most of them are, you've been to seminars. If you get one fact out of it, it's a lucky seminar sometimes. And this woman was coaching a new teacher, and the new teacher said, well, I already tried that. And the coach said, but have you tried 1,000 times? And we can nitpick it and say there are many things that we don't need to try 1,000 times. But when we're talking about kindness, when we're talking about forgiving other people, when we're talking about only trying to say things that are true, worthwhile, and I lost the third one. Kind.
Kind.
When we're talking about these religious topics, we need to try 1,000 times and to know that we're not giving up. We're going to try 1,000 times to be calmer. We're going to try 1,000 times to be less annoyed. We're going to try 1,000 different ways. I'm willing to do that, and I hope you are too. That feels like an end to a service. Let's wave goodbye to the people. Put the whole group of people on. And I'm going to stop the recording as soon as I can find the right button. So thank you for keep waving. People on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next week.